going? Good morning, everyone. This is FunFunFun Talk, our first live streaming on YouTube, and it's also gonna be our first episode in English version. Us speaking English. It's very challenging because we are actually native Chinese speakers.
Yeah, we only speak Chinese to each other in
Congratulations!
private, so this is our first time speaking English to each other.
Congratulations, Nolan and she. Okay. Well, before we start, I want to say good morning. Right now it's Friday morning, 9:40 a.m. in the United States at Denver. Hi, this is she. I'm located in Denver, Colorado.
Oh, this is Nolan. I'm located in Los Angeles.
Today is July 3rd. We are having a vacation day off. I don't know when this content will reach you, but when we reach you, I hope you have the best day. Today we're going to talk about dating. Dating in 2026. Is it exciting or is it exhausting? What do you think, Nolan? Is it exciting to you or is it exhausting?
I think it's exciting for me because you get to know new people. What do you think?
Actually, knowing new people sounds terrifying to me. Don't you think so? Okay, it's terrifying and it's exhausting. Think about this, that you are probably meeting someone the first time and you're gonna be super anxious about, oh my god, how am I gonna look? How is it gonna be? Is it worth it for me to spend 3 hours, at least I think, of my time to go out and do this? What if he doesn't like me? What if I don't like him? I'm afraid of rejecting people or being rejected.
Um,
I'm
I think
already having this terrifying feeling right now.
no, I think for me when I go out, I'm like more focused on the other people. I want to know their story. I want us to find a common interest, instead of focusing on myself of how I feel. So I get to want to know more about the other person and their stories.
That does sound exciting. Are we talking about the same activity?
We definitely are.
All right, cool. That you know what? I'm so glad you're here today to talk this topic with me because that sounds like the right mindset. Don't listen to me, people. If you want to date, don't listen to me. I'm not in the right mindset, but I'm also gonna be here to share just in case there are people among you, that really is like me too, terrified of getting to know strangers, caring so much about their image and other people's opinion, and too scared to step out. All right. Um, why is that exciting for you? Why don't you share any of the experience that give you positive feedback? Because I think our feelings towards dating are completely shaped from our past, how we grew up, and how we live our life. For example, for me, it's terrifying to meet new people because I grew up as an Asian Chinese, and as a young girl, my parents and all the adults around me were trying to tell me, like, you have to be polite, you have to be listening, you have to obeying, you can never be outstanding or too much. If I can't take the orders quietly, that is a problem. If I want to ask questions about why, people think I have a problem. So, I've got enough negative feedbacks growing up. That's why I feel like, oh my god, building relationship with other people is exhausting. So, Nolan, tell me a little bit about your past experience with people, adults, or your growing environment. What makes you think meeting new people could be exciting instead of terrifying?
Because for me, when I go out there, I just want to put myself out there and experience all that the world has to give, and then you can give something back in return. So for me, when I'm hearing other people's story, it's like watching a movie. It's like every single person is the aggregation of all the decisions and efforts they made in the past, and that'll be very interesting to explore and to learn about their experiences. Um, so like I said, it's like watching a movie, so you have like a lot to expect and a lot to also give like feedback on. So that's like a very interesting experience for me.
Wow. What makes you think other people's story is interesting?
Um, because you get to know like their path and the route they took to get them to who they are today, and then you can ask like very like detailed questions about like how did they make, let's say, how did they get the current job, or how did they get to like love and get into a hobby that they're very crazy about at the moment. So I feel like in that process you can find a lot of common ground and that you can resonate with.
You don't talk about yourself? How do you feel when you're talking about yourself?
I guess I barely talk about myself unless they
Oh,
ask about it.
no way. Okay. What if they don't ask about yourself? No way. They do. They do, right?
Yeah, they do, but I kind of give them the freedom to choose. Do they want to like if they want to know more about myself, of course I'll talk. But if not, I'm like just happy to focus on them.
Is there anything you prefer to talk? For example, I bet everyone must have a pitch, right? When people say, introduce yourself, tell me a little bit of yourself. What do you tend to talk the most?
Um, I think it's how I grow up in the past like few years about self growth and the management of my own emotions. So I struggled a lot when I was younger to manage my emotions and um, my mood. I think throughout the years, I learned a lot that helped me a lot, and which I want to kind of share with other people, and also hopefully they can get some inspiration from it.
That sounds deep. Don't you think that's too deep to talk on a date? Would
I think that's,
I feel like that's a lot to talk about. What do you
I
think?
think so. Yeah,
You
I
think
think
so?
it didn't work out for me. With some of my first dates, I started talking about like very deep stuff, and I'm not sure if the other person is like ready or interested to go that deep
Uh,
within like the first or the second date. So sometimes I might oversharing, and that's I guess one of the concern that I might have. So maybe I will um try to more like sense the vibe, and if they want to go deeper or if they just want to like talk about fun stuff.
God, what do they talk about? What do they usually talk about?
I don't know. I've only gone to like two or one date.
Okay, that's more than me. So you do know.
Yeah, yeah. So for the past, I don't know, 10 years. Um,
What?
so I don't know, like what you can talk about, just food and whatever we're like doing at the moment, either is at a restaurant or walking in the park, talking about dogs or common interest. I think common interest is a very good topic to start with.
Yeah, I would think so too. Honestly, I don't know what you can talk about on your first date, how much difference there is from meeting a complete stranger from a social event. It's like, oh, okay, I'm here, you're here, let's just make the time pass.
Not make the time pass, try to make connection, I guess. I think that's also
Make
the reason why,
connections
yeah, why I want to share more. If they ask me, I would like talk about myself like without any filter, because I want to put myself out there.
without any filter.
Yeah, this I want to put myself out there to show who I am without any filter, just so they can
What
find
are
out.
your filters?
Filters is like it's like a wall that you put up in front of you, and
Mhm.
you are very selective of what you want to share. Um,
It's okay. What's wrong with having filters? Why do you want to remove the filters? Is it because you feel like you have to be truthful to yourself and to this person to see if you guys could make a connection, could move forward?
no, I think it comes down to how the other person feel. whether they want to go
Uh-huh.
deeper in the first date or the second date, you know? So I guess you have to know the other person more to see where their boundary is in terms of sharing like deep personal stuff. So maybe they're
Okay.
not comfortable going there in the first few dates. So that's why sometimes I need to like put up the wall just so I don't overshare, maybe.
Right, right. To me, I think filters are protections for ourselves, especially for me. I can't, like, I can just be myself, but there's no way I'll be very truthful to my reactions to another person's talking, or very truthful to just be 100% transparent, tell him everything about my life stories. That's like no way. Probably because I'm very sensitive and I don't feel good about my life stories.
Oh no. I don't know. I just tend to put myself out there like 100%. So my concern, I guess, is that's how we different, how we differ, is that I'm more concerned about the other person's feeling when I'm sharing about myself. But maybe for you, you are more concerned about how you would feel or how your reaction would be perceived at the other person's perspective.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. How should I say this? Um I don't want the experience to be uncomfortable, and I don't want it to be caused by me. I feel like if I don't cause an uncomfortable experience, or I have a way to deal with the uncomfortable experience when another person was a cause to it, then I feel safe. Then I'm safe.
Ah, okay. So
Then
you
yeah.
are trying to conserve like a good vibe when you guys are hanging out, right? But
Yeah,
I feel like it shouldn't be your responsibility to make sure. I don't know. Like if somebody's
you're
sharing
right.
a lot about themselves, if I'm not comfortable about whatever topic they are talking about at the moment, I would maybe like kind of like let them know. Like, can we not talk about this? Right? It's
You're
up to the other
right.
person to tell you like are they comfortable or not because you cannot guess.
That is
You
so
can't.
true. You're so right. I didn't think about that. I guess it's because it happened in the past that people would make me feel uncomfortable. I mean, I know it's not my responsibility to keep that in control, but I have to do something so that it doesn't turn ugly. I would say most of them happen in a drinking occasion. Like if I go to a party and people are drinking, sometimes guys, when they're drinking, started to act like weird. I don't like that because if you want to hit on me, I want you to hit on me like when you're clear
Sober.
minded.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can't tell if someone is drinking or like just if drinking is an excuse or they're just being truthful. So, and I think people who use alcohol or getting drunk as an excuse to hit on other people is are like cowards. I think they're cowards because if you like someone or if you want to ask someone out, why can't you just ask them directly? Are you inconfident of your own charm? Which I get. Like people sometimes could get inconfident, but using alcohol as an excuse, like, oh, okay, if I could hit on you and you said yes, then I'm happy. But if anything happens after and get out of my hands, I can just say, oh, I don't remember because I was drunk.
Oh,
Don't you
okay.
feel that way? Have you met people like that?
I think I have different perspective on alcohol. Per my understanding is that alcohol is like a tool, like I said, for people to pull down their walls. So maybe there's something they're struggling
Oh,
or they're dealing with when they're sober. Maybe that's why they cannot like hit on you, right? So they can only express their true feeling when they have alcohol in them, right? So maybe that's a
yeah.
tool for them to like kind of express how they truly feel.
That
But I
that
guess it
could
depends on
be.
yeah, it depends on like individual person. Yeah.
You know what? You're right. That could be. But I don't know why. It's like something against my value. I just feel very much against it.
Yeah, I
But
think you're
maybe it's
just
because
not.
I don't drink.
Yeah, you're not comfortable around like people who is intoxicated.
Yeah, because they look weird. They look weird. Like anything could just happen. And
Yeah.
I'm already responsible for myself. Now it looks like I have to be responsible for you.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's just not your vibe, and that's totally fine.
Yeah. Well, okay, you guys could see that I don't drink and Nolan drinks, so he knows a little bit more about it. I think overall, finding on the right person is just a very hard thing to do in reality, and modern life is so busy. So, building a relationship takes a lot of time and energy, especially the emotional cost. Would you agree, Nolan? Even though things goes right, you invested a lot. You never know when maybe things will turn differently.
I think
So, huh?
yeah, it's how you see it. I think it's like where you set boundary again. Like just know that I guess don't have a lot of expectation of how people would react because that's up to them.
Mm,
But you need to let yourself know no matter what the reaction you get from them, it's not because of you, it's not because of or what wrong you did.
yeah.
It's because it doesn't like you guys didn't vibe and you guys don't fit. So don't beat yourself up for it. I guess just try to move on to the next one. But I understand like there's sometimes you need to like protect yourself or protect your emotions from being hurt. So I think that's up to you.
Yeah, that's true. Well, you have completely different opinions. Wait, I think this is nice. This is nice that we're talking about it. Um, Not only dating, communication even sounds hard for me. Maybe because I grew up with people that it's very difficult to talk to. Um, First of all, you need to understand what you want, what's in your mind, what your ideas are, and then transferring them into words or facial expressions or motions to make sure it's 100% clear that you're expressing what's on your mind. Then you have to talk to another person about it. Now, within that process, you never know if the other person could receive it 100%. Maybe he's not even listening. You know, the words comes from one ear and gets out from the other ear. Then we don't know how his mind would process the exact same information because people receive information differently. So I guess it's very hard to trust the other person if he could. First of all, it's already hard enough for me to express myself 100% clear. Then it's very hard to put trust in the other person. Like, will he understand me? Will he even try or interested in understanding me? Man, I'm really touching the depths of my
Yeah,
insecurity.
I think that comes down to another topic we want to talk about. Like, when do we decide if we want to have a relationship with someone from just dating them, right? I think that is a process of like building the trust. Like you said, can we trust them with our feelings? Can we be vulnerable with them? So I think for me, that's a mark of moving from dating to like starting a relationship.
Yeah, we talked enough of our feelings and concerns about dating. Now let's move on to the next question. Let's say we're dating. We're going to meet someone, this one we've never met before. Okay, who pays on the first date and who pays for the other dates moving forward? Nolan.
I think this is a topic. This differentiate between what kind of relationship you're in. Like for
What
me,
kind of relationship?
in a gay relationship versus a heterosexual relationship,
That you know what that is that is a big difference. I totally understand. I want to know how you guys split the bills.
because I don't know. For me, I feel like both persons in a gay relationship are like equals. So if I were to
Mm.
start a new relationship, the equality is the structure that I want to establish from the beginning. So I would want to everything to go 50-50 at least on the first date, right?
Uh-huh.
But going forward down the road, if we are in like a relationship, then it's different. It will like um shift
How
to
is
like
that different?
shift to maybe like proportionate to like how you earn. And then I would try to like, if
Oh,
someone, let's say if I earn more than my partner, I would want to like contribute more because that's only taking the same. I want, let's say, the same meal to take the same percentage of my earning as he is, right?
yeah. Okay, question. You said being in a gay relationship is different than do you think if it's a guy and a girl, it would be different from 50-50? How do
Like,
you think?
like obviously I've never in like a heterosexual relationship, so but I think if it's like for a guy and a girl, there might be some stereotype or
Stereotype?
mindset of
Mm.
how or like maybe the guy is supposed to support the girl. So I'm not sure, but that's your area. So why don't you share
Oh man, no, I'm
what you
just
always think?
asking your opinion. You don't have to really be in something to have an opinion towards it, right? So let's say I'm dating a guy and I'm talking to you about it. I'm like, Nolan, wow, this guy pays for everything on our first date or everything move on the following dates. What do you think about this guy if he pays for everything on our dates for me?
I mean, that's great. Who doesn't want
That's great.
someone to like treat you with a nice dinner, right? But maybe it comes down still to what's the percentage of that expense is compared to how much you earn. So I'm all about equality. You guys are contributing the same percentage of how much you earn. So maybe that's my philosophy that in that aspect, you guys need to be equals, not
So
just equal by the number, by the dollar amount, but
yeah.
be equal proportionate to how much you earn.
So are you saying that even if it's a guy and a girl, you think they should be equal on the dating expenses?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. What if the girls is earning more than the guy, like way more? Then obviously the girl needs to pay more. I don't know. That's my
I
yeah.
totally understand. I agree with you, even though maybe the very traditional thinking is that if a girl's going on out on a date, the guy should pay for a lot of bills. Even I saw that from movies and TV dramas that girls will go out and like I don't know that like the guys will buy them drinks and stuff. That makes me feel that makes me feel weird. Okay, I would say this. So for someone like me, I think if I'm going out with strangers, that someone I'm dating the first time in my life, I don't know this guy doesn't know me. Why should either of us pay for the other person?
That's a good point.
Like just why? I know,
Yeah.
okay, regardless of what your mom thinks, regardless of what your friends think, regardless of how the traditional stereotypes are, why would another stranger pay for you because you were like meeting each other the first time? Okay, if he's willing to, let's say if he's willing to, or if you're willing to pay 100%, um, I think nothing comes free. Honestly, I'm just thinking, first of all, nothing comes free. If you let the other person pay, then you need to understand that, like, he he throws something from him on you. I know some people were like, oh, that's no big deal. I would feel something. It gives me a lot of pressure when people put on the cost with expectations on me. It gives me a lot of pressure. Well, I grew up with a lot of expectation burden, so that is for me. And also, I myself would not want to pay for a stranger because we're meeting the first time. So why would I expect the other person to do that? Just because I'm a girl? I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's fair because like I'm not I don't have any like disability. Like I'm a
Uh,
responsible adult. I'm a
yeah, you're
responsible adult.
independent, you are
Yeah.
financially responsible, so you want to pay for yourself.
Yeah, now if I'm not earning money and my uncle's taking me out, yeah, my uncle's gonna pay for it because I'm a kid, I don't earn anything. Now if I'm dating in high school and he's taking me out on a poem, okay, I get it. That's a little bit different, but dating as an adult, I think we should be 50-50 for the following updates. It I would say it's pretty much still 50-50 like you said contribute to how much you earn. The contribution should be from how much you earn. Like if I earn more than this guy, maybe I should contribute a little bit more. I know people don't think about it. It's really just half and half. That's the easier way. Because dating is an expense. I think if I have a higher earning job than the other person I'm dating, maybe spending money is easier for me than the other person spending the same amount of money. So I should understand that. Like, time and energy are probably sometimes more important than the money. Um, oh, there's something I want to talk about.
Mhm.
Right. Also for myself, I don't mind spending this money because it's a date. It's not like someone was hitting on you at a restaurant or like a dancing party. It's a date that you agree upon to meet this person. So it's like a mutual decision to move forward. I need to pay for the expense.
Yeah, you guys
Be-
mutually agree to
yeah,
spend some time together to have fun, to make that connection. So you each needs to contribute to this experience. Yeah.
because apparently it's easier if I don't need to pay for it. So somehow it's gonna impact my decision. If going out with this guy is easier, maybe I'll just choose to go out with him, but is it 100% because I'm willing to? It's, I know some people would be like, oh, that wouldn't interfere with my decision. I think it still would a little bit. And especially at the first date or the first several couple days, I do not want to have a mixed feeling. I want to have 100% clear judgment. Okay, I'm dating this guy, I'm going out, I'm paying for the cost because I want to do this. And not because someone's doing this for me. Would you agree, Nolan? Like, if you have a rich friend, let's just say I don't have a rich friend, but like, if you have a rich friend, would it be much easier for you to say yes if he's like, oh, let's go to Bahamas on a cruise, right? He's paying for everything. It's so easy to say yes. Of course, that's your friend. That may be a little bit different, but yeah, if making a decision does not involve money, does not involve cost, wouldn't it be easier? But is it because you are more willing to see this guy or move forward, or is it just because he's somehow making your life easier?
I
I
think
think
that's
that
where that's how different person perceive love language.
mm,
So sometimes people think giving a gift is very important in their love language, right? But
yeah.
other people don't feel that's the way. So um, so when you're paying for someone and they value the gift gesture, then that will make a huge impact. And then the other person just don't care about that.
Yeah, it works for some people. I'm just sharing my experience that maybe even for myself, even though I don't need to pay for anything, I would still want to pay just so that my feeling towards this decision is clear. And I think that's more important than money.
Yes. Oh, okay. Yes. That's you setting, drawing the line that you still want to like be responsible for your own expenses instead of, even though it's like very easy for them to pay, but you don't want them to do that because that's your responsibility to pay for yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Because money to me reflects effort and respect. Nobody earns easily. Um, before you know anything, about this person, right? Also, of course, I would be very concerned about my money spending too. Like, let's just say if this person is super rich and he wants to go dating at like a 5-star restaurant, and I may not be able to afford it, I will just say, I'm sorry, I'm not able to afford it. Even though he's super rich and he doesn't care, I still think the communication is important because, you know, you need to understand if we are going to move forward and you're going to be my partner someday, you need to understand that maybe we need to both reach out a little bit to meet in the middle or somewhere in the middle. That's a big part of the communication. So I think this is very important to decide who pays and stuff. Also, that's another reason why this is exhausting. Let's see how many things are going on in my mind about dating.
But dating is different than getting into a relationship, right? I think this like very deep mounting talk would only come up if you guys like start a relationship. So that's why for me it's like separate from dating with someone, because at the dating stage you don't have to worry about this kind of stuff. At the dating stage I'd rather just go 50-50.
Yeah, Nolan, you know what? Why don't you share? Do you have friends that does anything the same or different from you? Because I do have friends, girlfriends in the past that they were looking for someone that would pay for things 100%. I'm sorry to say this, but the relationship would never go very well because if as a girl you have the mindset. Now, I say as a girl because I'm a girl. And most of the time is probably girls having this mindset. If you're a girl and you have the mindset of like, I'm going on a date and the guy has to pay for me 100%, I would think that's a red flag. I would think that's a red flag. Like, if I'm, okay, I'll make this a little bit intimidating or personal so that you guys know I'm telling you the real thing. If it's my son, if it's my younger brother, he tells me about the girl he's dating. And he's like, this girl expects me to pay 100%. Just like, and take it for granted. I would say, do not date this girl. Because she apparently does not want to be responsible in a relationship, which, even if you're rich, you think, okay, well, that's fine. I get the financial part taken care of. The same mindset goes to everywhere. He might feel you're responsible to serve her. He might feel you're responsible for all the arguments you might have later on. He might feel like you should be the person to reach out every time to understand her feeling instead of her doing that. See, that's the responsibility thing. I believe that if one person believes a certain way of thinking in one area, she probably thinks the same. She or he or they probably thinks the same in other aspects. Like, for example, they might act more like a victim because they think you're more responsible for anything, pretty much like, or at least most of it, in your relationship, which could be very toxic. Could be very toxic, could be very overwhelming. Girlfriends I had that are this way, eventually eventually our friendship become toxic and overwhelming.
Oh no. Yeah, it's from
Yeah.
one thing, like from just from how she or he is, how he deal with like money issue, like you said, also like reflect on how they deal with other issues in life. So I guess it still comes down to like, are they responsible for their own stuff? Are they responsible for their own decisions? Or are they do they tend to like put this kind of responsibility on other people, right? So
Yeah. Yeah, you know,
yeah.
it's very deep. We're talking very deep right now. You think dating is easy? You just go out and meet someone, spending several hours of your time, maybe pay a small amount of fee. But no, this is so deep. That's why it's
No,
exhausting. See, I'm proving my point.
no,
That's why it's
no.
exhausting.
Dating and relationship is different. Yeah, dating for me just like you go to the theater, watch a movie. It's the same thing.
No, I wish life is that easy, man. Okay, I just a little bit more about how hard I'm making my life is. Even going to a movie theater, it takes me a lot to think about it. Should I go? Should I not go? Because you have to drive. You have to wear stuff out, right? You have to decide which one am I gonna watch at what time. Because if you go before 2 p.m., I believe at AMC there's like a 20% off discount. If you go after that, there's no 20% off. But see, if I go before 2 p.m., there's pretty much gonna be me because most of the people around me do not have time to go watch a movie before 2 p.m. on a weekend. But I do because I wanted the 20% off and I hope it could be less crowded. So should I choose to go by myself or should I choose to wait so that I'm going with someone? See, it's hard. The decision making is hard. Okay, which one would you choose, Nolan? Do you want to go by yourself or would you wait so that
I
you
think
can
we
go with
have
someone?
yeah we have different mindset when we make a decision. Let's say if I really want to watch the movie, I would just
Mm,
go whenever it's more convenient for me, regardless
yeah.
of if there's a discount or if there's friends that can go with me. But maybe I don't know. I'm more focused about the goal of watching the movie for myself if that's something I really want.
Ah, you're
But
so
maybe,
right.
but maybe you are focused on other variables, like if there's
My
discounts,
comfortness.
yeah, like the time, if the time works out. So yeah,
You
that's
know
how we
what? You're
differ.
so right about that. Um, you're so right about that. I think your purpose is very clear. I'm going to watch a movie because I want to go watch a movie. To me, it's more like maybe I could go watch a movie, but maybe I could go to do other things too. And that completely depends on how comfortable going to watch a movie makes me feel. Ah, man,
Yeah, maybe
that
you're like
is
more
so,
go with the flow. You want to see what you feel like doing at the moment, or but for me, it's just I'm more like looking at the goal. I'm looking at I want to watch the movie, then how do I make this happen, right? And you are starting from at the next hour to see what you want to do, and then determine what you want to do in the later of the day, I guess.
yeah. I would say my weekends are pretty much very from moment to moment. Like at one moment I wanted to do this and the next moment I feel like, oh, screw it. I'm just going to do something different. So that's why going to watch a movie on a theater is kind of hard unless it's a very good one. Let's say Toys 5. Have you watched Toys 5 yet?
No, I have not.
Okay, Toys 5 is a must see because I watched Toys 4. And I thought the entire series of the story would be over because it looks like it's over. But I had no idea. Okay, how would Woody go back to where his little master is? Like, how did that happen? I want to go watch it. It's like my whole childhood, my entire childhood. Okay, um, so we were talking about, excuse me. So we were talking about making a decision, going from moment to moment. I think that's also very important in a date, right? Being present with another person so that you have 100% of focus on the moment you are at right now, so that you can receive the other person, you can give yourself, and just to make a connection, like Nolan said. So now we're gonna play a game. Nolan, you know what it is? It's called green flag, red
Yes.
flag, bare minimum, or it depends. Before we start, I'm gonna explain this game a little bit. I know everyone knows how to play this, but I'm still gonna explain. So I'm gonna talk about the yes, yes, yes. So I'm gonna talk about what are the factors in a date. Let's say, for example, living with his parents. Would you be, oh, that's a red flag? That's a green flag? Oh, that's completely okay with me. Actually, I appreciate that. That's bare minimum. Like, that happens with everyone in everyday life. That's fine. That's fine. Or it depends. It depends means you have to explain about when it's not okay, when it's okay in different situations. Okay, I am gonna read all of the situations and I'll say 3, 2, 1, and then we both reset our flags.
But I think we have
Just
like a
to make things,
premises that the assumption is that the question happens within the first 5 days between these two person, right?
yes, yes. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna make it clear. It's not the first date. It's not the is not the day that you're dating a boyfriend or a girlfriend already, but it's the first couple dates that you're still getting to know this person, but that you're not a stranger anymore, but you're not ready to enter into the permanent relationship yet.
Okay.
Okay, so, um, 3 seconds of thinking. Lesson number 1. Texts you good morning every day. 3, 2, 1. Ta-da! Green light! Of course this is a green light! Who doesn't want it? And that's basic respect, right? Good morning is such an easy thing to talk about, even though you don't know what to talk about yet, because you may not know this person enough yet, but good morning is such a common thing you can do or talk every day.
I think it's also like a very thoughtful gesture too, that you
Yeah.
let the other person know they're on your mind the first time like you wake up. So that's a very reassuring thing to do for each other.
Yes, that's something I would teach my son. That's something I would teach my son. I don't feel like everyone knows it, but that's something I would teach my son. Okay, let's say you text this person, but you don't receive a reply after 8 hours. 3, 2, 1. Oh my god, red flag. I was gonna do red too, but then I was like, oh, we're just on a couple dates. He doesn't know me yet. Okay, no
Okay,
one
maybe
tell me
I,
why
ch- I
it.
changed my answer here.
You
I
did
think it
okay,
depends.
okay.
Yeah.
Then I think there's no explanation. I mean, if I'm the girlfriend already, no way. But if we're just dating, okay, fine, cause I will do the same.
Yeah, I think it's like within the first 5 dates, so you're still trying to get to know this person. Maybe you
Yeah.
guys have not have had like a connection yet.
Mm,
So what if they are like busy the whole day? They don't have time to respond. That's totally understandable.
okay. Yeah. Okay. Next one. They might still be friends with their ex. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Ta-da! Oh, it depends. Okay, tell me why, Nolan.
So there are reasons that they are friends with an ex, right? Like if they're just
Yeah.
friends, and then he is emotionally available, then that's a red flag. That's
Oh.
a green flag,
Okay.
because he sets his boundaries, and then maybe that's a good sign that they end up
Right.
like on good terms.
Yeah.
So that's a green flag. But what if he still has like connection or emotional connection with him that he cannot sever? Though, so that's something that he needs to work on and find the conclusion for before he can move to
Yeah.
the next relationship.
Yeah, you know what, Nolan, you're so right. Actually, I totally agree with you. But the reason why I would just say the reason why I put on green flag is that I was completely going with the literal words. They're still
Okay,
friends with their ex, like they're
they're
just
good
friends.
friends.
Like
Yeah, yeah.
they're
Okay,
just friends.
okay.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
that's good.
you're completely right. Sometimes people may not be able to um cut 100% from their emotional connection from
Attachment.
with their
Yeah.
ex. Yes. um I would say this so I think within the first couple days, if this person's willing to tell me or share with me that I'm still friends, you know what, I'm still friends with my ex, and tells me why and how, and being like, share with me about it, being transparent or like truthful about it, not like maybe not 100%, because but I think that's a very nice gesture. That means you're honest and you're integrity about yourself. So I would give it a green light without more detailed information that we'll find out later. I think at least that's nice.
Yes.
Okay. The next one. Double text after you haven't replied. Now, Nolan, do you know what double texts mean?
Like when you send the first text and there's no response, you send a second text about the same thing,
Yeah,
maybe?
yeah.
Okay.
So let's say he said good morning to you and you haven't replied, or you haven't said it for whatever reason, you haven't replied or haven't seen it for whatever reason. And this person's like, hey, hello, is everything going okay? How do you think about that? Okay. Three, two, one. Ta-da! Oh, it depends. Tell me why.
You think it's a green flag? I think it depends. Between it depends or red flag. Okay, so I
Oh,
guess it's
okay.
about like it comes down to what the text is about. If it's just like good morning and then you send a second text, I don't think that's appropriate because the other person can take their time to respond to you, right?
Yeah.
Where they're like, or maybe they're busy
Ah,
with something on their by themselves, so they need to sort that out before they can respond to you. So I would like to give other person however time, whatever time they need. But if the text is very
hmm.
urgent, let's say, like, did you get home safely, right?
Yeah.
Let's say, yeah, then I would want like a text right away. Then a double text would be like reasonable because you just want to confirm that their safety.
Got it. I totally understand. The reason why I give green is because what they text about in my mind is just more like good morning, and then if I haven't replied, they're saying like, hey, how is everything going with your day? Those very general texts, just to try to get your attention and also keep you in mind that, hey, I'm still trying to connect. If you but I don't want to disturb you. Of course, if they're being rude, like, hey, why aren't you not replying? That's not okay. But I think
Yeah,
if as a matter, since we're only in the first couple days with that certain of text, I think that's fine, because sometimes people might be busy. We just mentioned about what if you text and they don't reply after 8 hours. That could happen to me too. So if you're like, and I'm very sensitive about people's reaction, especially text, because you can't talk to another person in face to face, so you couldn't really feel what they're thinking about. Um, so I'm this type of person, like, if I text someone and they don't reply, I'll be like, oh my God, is there something wrong? Did I say anything wrong? I'm that type of person.
okay.
So, and, but if I don't reach out and the other person also don't reach out, I'll be like, oh my God, I did I do anything wrong? That's why he's not trying to talk to me. See, man,
Mm-hmm.
that's why dating is so exhausting, because I think too much. Dating me could be exhausting too,
You have a
but
lot of self sabotage.
I do. I do.
Yeah.
Thanks, Nolan. I do. Okay, let's go to the next one. Shares their locations with you. Like maybe you guys have like a GPS thing. I would make this more detailed. Let's say they have a GPS software and they want to connect with you so that you know where they are at and you can share your location with them too for the first couple days. Okay, three, two, one. Ta-da! What? Green? Why? Why? This is so controlling. Why?
I mean, I'm not gonna request for them to share their location, but if they want to share it, I think it's a green flag because that means they have nothing to hide. Um,
For the
for me,
first couple days though? Do you
I guess
even know
so.
where
I
they
think
are at? I mean, like, okay, let's say they share their location with you. Let's say for the first couple days, whatever they're doing, like going to a party, messing up with another girl, sharing their locations wouldn't even tell that, right? Because you don't even know. You don't even know where they are. So like, why?
for me, just a convenience thing. Like I don't like if I wanna, I don't know, make plan down the road.
Uh huh.
Let's say we're going on a date, then I would know when they're on the way, right? Just for me, it's more convenient to know where they are. That way, I know when I should leave home myself,
Oh,
and then that
okay.
shows that they have nothing to hide. They're like very authentic, and yeah, it's
Okay,
a
got it.
convenience thing for me. But I think the question is if they request me to share my location as well, then that is a red flag because I would only share mine if I feel comfortable. But I would appreciate it very much if they share their location first.
Got it. I understand what you're saying now. I think for me, I appreciate, let's say we're going out somewhere and then he will tell me, "Okay, I'm sorry, I'll be 15 minutes late. I'm barely leaving home and I got trapped by something." I would appreciate that, and that's more than enough for me.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think I don't have the bandwidth to like always staring on my phone, like check where they are. But I would
Yeah.
appreciate a text to let me know, like, I'm setting off right now. I'll be there at what time so that I can be prepared. Yeah. Okay, next one. Let's say you already had one date, but then this person you're dating ghosts you after the first date. Okay, let me make this a little bit more detailed. Ghosting may not mean they're dumping you, but somehow they're not replying. They are not replying and they did not show up for one date or for a certain amount of time. What do you think? Three, two, one. Ta-da! We're finally together. We're finally together on that. That's definitely a no-no. Now,
Yeah.
why is that a no-no? Because dating is very intimidating and sensitive, right? You that's not okay. Like I'm all ready and I'm all ready to present myself all to you. That's not okay. What do you think, Nolan? Would you by any mean in whatever situation forgive this person?
Like if they ghost me,
Yeah, if they ghost you. Like, let's say they did not show up, but then later on they come up with a reason like, oh, this is the reason why, and I'm
okay.
sorry.
Yeah, I think that's fine. As long as
That's
they
fine.
give, I think they give explanation like why they did what they did.
Okay,
Then
for
that
what?
will be
Give me
good.
a give me a circumstances. For what
Let's
reason would you
say,
say, okay, I'll
okay, let's
forgive
say,
you?
yeah, let's say we made the plan to go on a date, right? And then
Mm,
he didn't show, and then he didn't text back. Maybe like 2 days later, he was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I was sick. I was like at the doctor or stuff like that." So
yeah,
that's reasonable. Like I understand that they might not be able to. I think it's different if they stood you up on the day versus they're just simply not responding to you via text.
yeah.
they stood it up, they didn't show up for a day, that's a red flag. Like they should have let you know at the moment that I cannot go, right? But if they
Yeah.
just stop texting you and then they come back later on, give you a reason, then I think that's okay.
I would say this is almost like a 98% red flag for me, unless this guy is super, super awesome. Unless this guy is
Okay.
super, super awesome. Um, because regardless of me, let's say, would you ghost a friend? Would you ghost a friend? If you won't ghost a friend, why are you ghosting me? What's making me less than your friend? Would you ghost a business partner? Would you ghost your workmate? You probably would not ghost another stranger, but why are you ghosting me? I just feel like if you do ghost people in your life and you're also ghosting me, okay, maybe that's who you are, but I still don't want to date you. If you don't date ghost other people, but you're ghosting me, then that's your problem. Maybe, I don't know, maybe we just don't get along very well. Maybe there's something that you didn't know in your mind that's stopping you from seeing me. And that's completely fine. I don't feel bad about it, but I would still say, maybe we should not continue dating.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, that's how how differently people receive information. Um, yeah, I would say unless like they have a family emergency. If they have a family emergency or like a work emergency, that they're in a meeting completely without connection, then I'm fine with
Yeah.
that.
I think
Yeah.
sometimes you'd feel like the vibe is off. If
Hmm.
that's the case, then you understand why they ghost you, right?
Yeah,
But
right. It depends on the vibe.
yeah, but what if after the first day the vibe was okay and then they ghost you? Then that's not okay. At least
Yeah.
they need to like keep the communication going, like letting you know why
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
letting you know
Exactly.
what happened. Then kind of give you an closure.
Yeah. I get it. I'm not their family. I'm not their girlfriends yet.
Yeah.
Maybe in their habitual routine, they can't think of like, they can't put me there yet. Okay. Next one. This person makes less money than you. Okay. Three, two, one. Ta-da! It depends. Yes, yes. Okay, it depends. Why it depends?
I don't think that plays much of a factor in how I decide about a date. Yeah, I don't think that matters.
You don't think that matters.
Yeah.
But so you don't think that matters at all. So it's not it depends, you're giving it a green flag.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's a green flag. Yeah.
Okay, okay. I would say it depends.
Mm-hmm.
Um in general, it's okay. It's not a big deal. Like, I don't select my date because of their income. So for that reason, it would be agreeing. But I would say it depends because, um, I also think about how my life is going. So first of all, I want to say that why is it okay if who you date makes less money than you in general in my mind? Because as an adult, you might have a lot of life expense. Sometimes you can earn a lot of money, but your expense is high. Like me, I would say I earn good, but I have two small dogs. One of them is a senior. So actually my life expense is a lot more than probably people do not have dogs. That thousands of dollars every month could be saved. So even though this person makes less money than me, doesn't mean they have a high life expense. Maybe I make more, but that could mean I have more burden. Like, I'm not saying like my dog is a burden, but I'm just saying financial responsibility. Like, if I'm a single mom, right? Maybe let's say I'm a single mom, have 3 kids. I think no matter how much I earn, my kids could be like cash shredders. Stuff like that. Let's say I earn a lot, but I own a house and I own a car and I'm also paying for student loan. maybe I don't earn much, but I live with my parents and I literally don't have any expenses. So see, with that, like how much availability and flexibility you have with finances may not be 100% related to how much you earn. But the reason why I say it depends is because um I consider my own financial responsibility. How much do I have to spend on dates, on us, on this relationship? If I already don't have enough bandwidth and you don't have enough bandwidth either, and maybe I have to provide that for you, I think that's not okay. Like, I literally could not date you because we're not capable of dating each other.
Okay. So you're thinking about it like a long-term way? Maybe
Um,
even
yeah,
getting to
because that's why
marriage?
we're
Yeah.
dating, right? That's why we're dating.
Yeah.
We're dating to find a partner.
Right.
Even, let's say, even though even if you're only dating for a sexual partner, you're only dating for someone to have fun, dating is still an expense. If this cannot continue, like literally can't continue, it can't continue. It's not my feeling. It's not how I love you or not love you. It's like I literally cannot. I don't have the capability of supporting you in a relationship if you can't support yourself.
Yeah, you don't want more like financial stress on yourself.
Yeah, yeah. Now, if I have enough and I love you, I don't mind. That's all right. But if giving you means I don't have enough, I don't think I could.
Yeah, I agree on that.
Right? You're not my
Mm-hmm.
son.
Yeah, you're very practical, but
or
yeah,
or
that's the
my
area I didn't think about.
or my daughter. I mean, people have to understand dating is a luxury. Like having a relationship is more than we have. Do you know we have a triangle of your personal need in life? At the very bottom is how much like you're eating. It's your basic physical needs. I think dating is more than that. It evolves self-esteem. It evolves of like social recognition. It evolves affirmation. It evolves the connection. So I think that's more than that. I think dating it's like a luxury. So people who couldn't afford to date or people who don't date shouldn't feel shame. It's something you have to be able to afford extra than your essential needs in life.
Mm-hmm.
Not only finance,
Yeah.
but also energy and time.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Yeah. Okay, we're talking a lot about this. Next one. Let's say they live with their parents. Three, two, one. Ta-da! Red flag? Okay, why?
I think because we're both like 30, 35-ish, right? So if at this age you're still living with your parents, like you're not financially
Oh,
responsible. There's a lot of like I don't know, daily stress that you haven't experienced yet, like paying rent, you know? Um, so
yeah,
I would like us to like be on the same page, at least like in financial situation. We
yeah.
understand that how much like how many bills we need to pay, what's the expectation regarding financial responsibility. So we want us on the same page. So if you're living with your parents, you wouldn't understand that.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I totally understand. I think that's why I said it depends too. I was gonna give it green because I assume that people who's been living with their parents would have a lot of money saved. But that also depends because you can be not having expense but still run into financial trouble because you just ended up spending a lot. I would say I don't think living with their parents is a big deal. It depends on how they're living with their parents. Because actually met people that they've been living with their parents, but they've been on their own. Like they literally just were like under the same roof, but they were paying the rent for the parents. They were kind of sharing the family responsibilities. They were kind of being on their own with, I would say things like that still exist because I've seen it. So I wouldn't dismiss a good guy because of that. Because I understand that feeling. Like life is
But
so
what do you think
hard.
about like personal space? You don't
Personal
feel like,
space.
yeah, like if they were living with their parents, they probably have like very limited personal space, maybe just their room. Would you want like
Um,
your own personal space at a house or apartment?
I think I'm for sure not gonna live with him, with his parents under the same roof, unless we have a purpose for that. Let's say we run into financial trouble and that's the only way we can afford our life. Yeah, that's very extreme circumstances, but if that happens, it's still gonna be. I think it depends on how he has been setting up boundaries with his parents. So I've been
Mm.
living with my parents too. I mean, I've been living with my parents too. Um, so he can, so living with his parents does not mean 100% he doesn't have personal space. Doesn't mean his parents are not respectful. And actually that could be a good thing because now when you're dating him, you can see how his family is like. Usually you don't see how his family is like within the first couple dates. And it's safer because he lives with his family. So nothing weird's gonna be going.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, right? It
Yeah,
makes
it
me feel
depends.
safe.
Yeah, it depends
It makes
what
me
his
feel
actual
safe.
situation is. Yeah.
Yeah, but I would also say I've also seen people that lives with their parents and get super controlled under their parents. Sometimes parents could be very controlling. And if that's the case, living with them could be very stressful. And I'm not going to join that team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Next one. Um let's say he orders for you at the restaurant. He orders for you at the restaurant. Okay, three, two, one. Ta-da! Red flag? Why?
I think this is another distinguish between hetero and homosexual relationships.
Oh, okay.
Um, yeah, I don't know. I because each person they want different stuff. Let's say when they go to a restaurant, right?
Yeah.
Some people likes to order the same thing, but some people likes to try new stuff every time.
Mm.
So you cannot guess what the other person want at the moment. Then I'd rather just let them order for themselves. I don't see the benefits of ordering for your partner. What do you think?
Got it. The reason why I said it depends is because I sometimes would appreciate it because I have difficulty making a decision.
Ah,
Including choosing the restaurant. So if my date was like, okay, tell me where you want to go eat, I'm like, I don't know, where would you like to go eat? I make a lot of decisions in my life. Can you please make this decision for me? And okay, and if he orders for me at a restaurant that I've never gone to, maybe he knows better what to eat at the restaurant, and I don't need to take time exploring. Or maybe he after the first date he already knows what I like, and I would definitely tell him what I like. I'm someone that talks about food a lot. So I'm for sure not dating someone at a steak and salad place. I'm not dating someone at a steak salad place. Um, but I would appreciate a little bit of flexibility. Let's say he orders for me at the restaurant, but he's like, I ordered this and that for you because I know you like them. But if you wanna order something different, let me know. And it's fine. Like we can take them home or we can share it later on. Or let's say he would say, well, I ordered for you already, don't worry about it, but we can go somewhere for dessert and you can make decisions on that. So like some flexibility.
okay, I think you just appreciate the acts of service that they take the
Yeah.
initiative to make decision for you. and then also give you
Yeah.
some like options.
Yeah, now this is based on me personally because I have difficulty making a decision. So I would actually appreciate someone, if I don't mind you making a decision, then you make decisions for me. Instead of, I know some people, and this happens in people with people that they care a lot about how you think. When you let them make decisions, they're like, "Oh, I can't, I don't know how because I want to please you and they care a lot about that." But I know I know that's like normal, but I would appreciate someone being like confident enough when I say you make the decision, then he just makes the decision.
Yeah, that's also because you're not picky. Like whatever they, or you trust them to know like what you like,
Yeah.
and then you wouldn't be picky about if they didn't order the exact thing that you want because something else you'll be okay with too because you're not picky.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, next one. This person has no social media. Three, two, one. Yay! Okay, we're same on that. Why?
Um, Social media is like a big part of some person's life, but if
Mm,
they don't have it, that means they might have like hobby outside of the internet, like
yeah.
maybe nature stuff, or any other hobby,
Mm.
and that I would be very interested in to know more about. So that's a green flag, yeah.
Oh yeah, you're so right. I would appreciate someone has another hobby other than social media. Social media is so popular right now, but I think it causes a lot of anxiety. Most of the people who can live without social media is usually, like you said, because they might not have another more important thing to do, or they are emotionally connected to this world. Like they don't have a very complicated, complete inner world, or um, they might be addicted to like very cheap shorts.
Mhm.
I would say no. Okay, people who have social media don't mean they are addicted to shorts, don't mean they don't have outdoor hobbies, don't mean they don't have a complete inner world. I still have social medias, but it's because like I love watching, for example, I have Instagram because I love watching
Dog
cute
videos.
animals. I love watching cute animals. I love, yeah, I love watching cute animals. I love watching videos about foods. Um, it's just like social media is more like a platform that makes that easier because I can also surf on the internet to get that. I can also just watch TV about that. But social media is making that a little bit easier. And I'm also very terrible with social media platforms. I don't know how to upload videos. I don't know how to post things. I don't know how to make comments, which makes my life easier because then I'm not watching other people. I realize this no matter how confident you are, if you're always on social media, com- always watching other people's life, because people only share the good things on social media. That might create a
That's true.
very big,
Illusion.
yes, you're right. I I would do the same. I don't do that because I would do the same. I think for human being it's all the same. If you
Yeah.
look at something that's so unreal, you start to believe in that and you'll start to feel like, oh, why am I not like that? Why isn't my life like that?
Yeah, that's very toxic because people only show their good side on social
Yeah.
media, then yeah, that can cause some mental stress.
Yeah, life is already hard. Why do you want to add trouble to your plate?
Yeah.
I don't want my partner, my future partner to be like, "Oh my God, look at someone who went to an international trip. Why are we not doing that? How are they doing so well?" I'm like, you don't see what's behind it, and it could be a lot of reasons. So just focus on your life.
Yes.
Okay. Um, next one. Wants to split everything 50-50 forever. 3, 2, 1. What? Did
I
you
think
get the
if
wrong
that's the
one?
no, I think that's
Wants
fine.
wants to split everything 50-50 forever? I mean everything.
Oh,
Everything.
then I maybe it's this.
It depends. Okay, tell me why.
Just again, like depend on how much you each earn, right?
Yeah.
I think 50-50 is not proportionate to your income. But if it's proportionate, then I should be fine with it.
Oh, okay. The reason why the reason why I don't think 50-50 forever is fine is because as a woman, as a woman, I might be expected to take on a completely different life from a guy. So, split everything 50-50 forever is impossible. Would you get pregnant for me? Can I share that pain with you
Okay.
50-50? Would
That makes sense.
would the child want me the same as you do? The same as they want you? Would you it's not going to be 50-50. I know that Nolan, you might not be thinking about it because you're not dating girls. But also I want to say like even let's say even if I'm not gonna be having kids, even if I'm not dating a guy, I'll never be a mom. Like forever just sounds like too much. Cause what if I, I don't know, what if something happens and I became disabled and cannot work? What if, um, what if I run into financial trouble and I need to be taken care of? What if I what if I quit my job because I don't like it and I won't have income for a while? I think to split everything 50-50 forever, that just means like if someone said that to me during the first couple days, I'll be
Okay.
like, it sounds like someone that does not have any flexibility. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm okay taking care of myself, but being in a relationship might mean that you have to take care of me when I can't take care of myself. And that could happen. And it
Yeah,
could be
you're right.
you, right? It could be you. It doesn't need to be me. It could be you. But this just sounds like someone that's like only think about themselves.
Okay. Oh
Why
yeah,
would,
that makes sense.
right? Why would
Yes,
they
I
say
think
that?
yeah, it depends on the situation. It depends on what's currently going on at the moment.
Yeah.
So I think sometimes like it's okay that some days is you 20% and he does 80%. And then it's okay that sometimes you do 60%, he does 40%. So it's all fine. Yeah, it depends on what's going on at the moment.
Yeah, I'm being honest. Whether, no matter is, regardless of the gender, everyone wants to hear this from their partner. If you hit, if you have difficulty, um, it's okay, honey. I'll take care of you. Do you want to hear that, or are you gonna be like, oh no no no, I don't need you to, cause we're gonna split everything 50-50 50-50 forever? No, I want to hear that. Whoever I'm dating wants to hear that. I bet everyone in this earth, on this earth wants to hear that, because that's what you want in a relationship. Feel safe and feel accompanied. Feel like someone's holding your hand even though you feel down. And instead of like, oh my god, get up already, right?
Yeah.
So that's I I think whether it's a guy or a girl or some like other gender identifications would identities would want to hear this. We want to hear this. And I would say I want to hear this, and I would do the same for you. So if I'm expecting someone to take care of me when I'm down, I would take care of the other person when he's down too. So nothing is forever 50-50. Would you say like, okay, my partner run into an accident and he became disabled and now I have to take care of him. But would you say it's unfair because I'm not the one that's disabled? That's very hard to tell. That's very hard to tell,
Mm.
right? You
Yeah, I
just
agree.
can't think that way. Yeah.
Yeah, you need like it just depends on the situation. I think one important thing to acknowledge is that this contribution is not just like for financial, right? It's also for
Mm,
like emotional contribution. We need to acknowledge that sometimes you want to contribute more, either financially or emotionally. Sometimes they want to contribute more, and that is okay, and that is the way it should be, and it should never be just 50-50 forever.
yeah. Yeah. Okay, I'm glad we agreed on that. Okay, last one. So you're dating this person and he has 5 dogs. He has 5 dogs. He has 5 dogs. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Ta-da! It depends. Tell me what. How is it?
Maybe it's a red flag.
Nolan, I know you're gonna be red flag.
Because it's already so
You
hard. I
are
have one
so
dog.
tidy. There's no way you are gonna
Yeah,
you're gonna tolerate 5 dogs in your life. No way. Okay, tell me.
yeah. Because I only have one dog, and it's already a lot of work. So I cannot imagine
Yeah.
how can you take care of all five of them if you have five, right? So maybe that automatically means each of the dogs not getting enough attention or care
Mhm.
from one person. So that's like a irresponsible thing to do.
Yeah, you're right. I can imagine anyone has 5 dogs, like being their owners, not even fostering. If they're providing fostering care, or let's say they live with their family and their family has 5 dogs, those are completely different. But man, someone has 5 dogs. How do you take care of them? I can't imagine that.
Yeah, that's a red flag.
That is like, so either they don't take good care of them, or they take so good care of them that they don't have bandwidth for anything else. And I want neither of that. Yeah, I
Okay.
do too have 2 small dogs. One of them is a senior, and I'm like, oh my god,
Yeah, the financial
money, time, and
stress.
energy.
Yes. Yes, that's
Which
already
which I
enough.
don't mind, but I'm just gonna say like, if someone wants to enter my life right now at this moment, they need to understand this is what I can afford. I may not be able to attend to you a lot, and you probably have to join me on this trip.
Yeah, you know what your limit is. Yeah, and you want the other
Yeah,
person to match that.
yeah. Okay, yeah. That's the last one. I'm glad we talked about it. I'm glad we talked about it. And so since we did talk about red flags and green flags, now let's talk about let's talk a little bit about what makes you, or maybe what make you to go from I date them to I actually want a relationship with them.
Mm,
Let's start from must-haves. Let's start from must-haves. What this person must have to want you to move forward to a relationship.
uh, I think I would prioritize trust and common life goal.
Trust, you mean like trusting you, or you are able to trust him, or
Yeah, like
do you mean both?
mutual trust that you guys build together. That's
Okay.
why I was saying it takes time to build that trust. That's
Mhm.
why you cannot rush to get into a relationship until you guys have the trust for each other. And also, when you're in a relationship, I think it's like a pretty big life milestone. So you want to have some common life goals of what you guys both want in your
Yeah.
life, and that's something you guys can build on to prolong the relationship.
Yeah. Um, I would say respect. Respect is so important. And growing up in mainland China, I've seen guys who want to date you, but who don't respect you. I don't know why Chinese guys do that. But they feel like sometimes they feel like, oh, okay, if we're getting closer, then I don't need to respect you, and that's not okay. And then communication. To me, we need to have both the will to communicate and the patience. Well, not just two, sorry. I'll rephrase this. We need to have the willingness, the ability, and the patience, and the presence. Four of them are very important to communication. We have to be equal. Like, what I mean is not counting everything. Did I do this? Did I do that? How many times did you do this? How often do you do that? Um, I think equal means, first of all, I don't like anyone that's bossy. And I do have friends who are guys in life from China that they just started, they just couldn't hide it, which is fun, which is okay, which I get because that's how they were raised. They feel like they're responsible. They're very easy to feel like, okay, now I'm responsible, especially when I'm with a girl. I need to take care of anything, so I'm just gonna do it and let her follow me. I don't like it. That's a big no-no. Because some people might like it. I don't know, but I don't like it because how do you know I'm not able to take care of myself? How do you know what you are giving me is the best of all? That's being very self-centered. Maybe you don't mean bad, maybe you mean well, but maybe you mean good, but that's being self-centered. That could be being self-centered, and you are invalidating my emotion, feelings, or ignoring my opinion. So I would say there's a big red flag if someone was like, okay, because I believe in something or I was raised in something, so guys are supposed to lead and women are supposed to follow. May not be 100%. So if you are already announcing that to me within the first couple days, no. No. I think who follows and who leads are completely decided by a couple. Like within a couple. Like let's say maybe I don't want to do this, or maybe I'm weaker at this. Okay, you lead and I'll follow. But it doesn't mean like you're good at everything. Um this could show up in very small parts of life. Noah, we both experienced this. Do you remember at like a couple years ago when we were still involved with like student union and those kind of stuff? Chinese guys, we had like Chinese guys, no offense to Chinese guys by the way, but we had Chinese guys in our group when we were doing potlucks, when we were cooking together at a friend's house. They tend to cook, but they don't clean up. And they believe cleaning up is like the girl's job. Because they just want to show off as cook. I mean, that's fine, but like, I'm not your girlfriend's or your mom or your daughter. Why do you expect me to clean up after you? Because I cook too and I clean up after myself. So, I would say, be conscious about what you're doing. Don't always feel like you're being the star in the sky shining and everyone has to pick after you. Like, they don't see what's coming after and they don't do that either. So, because I want a partner who shares the excitement and will make life simpler and easier, not that a partner that makes me do more in life, makes my life harder.
Yeah, I think it just rooted from our belief that everyone should be equal. Even in your roles in your relationship, you
Mm.
want. I think a lot of like the Chinese guy you were talking about is coming
Yeah.
from like the social expectation that they grew up with, and that they feel like guys are more like superior over
Yeah.
females. Yeah. Um, but at the end of the day, we all want to be treated equally.
Yeah. They suck. And I'm, women could sometimes be like that too. Like, oh, this is just my job and you're gonna sit there and do nothing. Sometimes women do that too. Like, but as a girl, I mostly feel that from guys.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's okay. Does that
No,
happen a lot in homosexual relationships? Because you guys are both guys. Does that happen a lot?
I don't think so. Not that I've experienced. I feel like
Mhm.
because we are who we are, like we know how hard it is to not have equal opportunities. So I think that's one
Ah,
thing that we all have in common. That is something we all like value.
okay. I get that that's the background, but people's personality could still be different. You have never encountered anyone that's controlling. That's like, I know better than you. You
Yeah, I
must
don't think
have.
so.
I know you have. I know you have. How do you feel about that? Are you happy because they're taking care, they're like making every decisions for you and you just need to follow?
Um,
Do you think that's easier?
I think if there was something that I experienced, it was with my previous relationship where my feeling was never heard. That um my emotions was never validated. That's when I feel that we were not equal because he was able to express how he feels and I would validate that, but he wouldn't do the same for me.
Right, that's not equal, right? Because okay, I want to say why is it not equal? We're not counting here. But how do you know if it's equal or not? Like if you don't even want this from another person, then why would you like sorry, let me rephrase it. You don't want to be treated like this by another person. Why are you treating people like that? I think if you don't know if this is equal or not, think about this. And then ask and listen and hear it, see it. Okay, do you have any more must-haves? Because I still do.
I think I do not.
Okay, no, wait, you do not. I'm gonna say this and you're gonna agree with me. I think this person has to be open-minded. Open-minded, not like open-minded doesn't mean accepting. Open-minded doesn't mind accepting crazy stuff. Doesn't mean accepting things you are not okay with. Open-minded means you're willing to hear that there isn't just always one right answer. I hate people who are always like, oh, I'm right, you're wrong. This is the right way to do it. You should do this. It sounds very bossy. Just like,
Yeah, I think maybe
just
that
like,
you reminded me. Yeah, that another must have is just communication skills because it is a skill. Some people cannot do that.
yeah.
So you need to learn like how to communicate efficiently and communicate your ideas and opinions in a
Yeah,
calm way.
yeah, and also, especially dating, right? Because, for example, me, I grew up in mainland China. I need someone to be open-minded with my culture. Not like taking the shit from my culture, but understand I grew up from here. So I get impacted from it. And maybe from the surface you're like, oh my god, how can she say that, do that, or think that way? But if I tell you about it, why, you understand why. Open-minded also to me means not labeling people. Like, I hate people labeling me as, oh, I'm gonna talk about my mainland Chinese experience. I hate people automatically labeling me as something weak, young, naive, innocent, so that I need to be bossy in front of her. She knows nothing. I think that's majority of the time I was labeled. People might think I'm easy to be taken advantage of because I would appear to be sweet, gentle, and nice most of the time. Which is not okay to me. I'm being nice, gentle, and happy because I choose to be, not because I'm showing my weakness so that you can take advantage of me. I also and those are and some of the labels are coming from like a very traditional and closed up culture that they might feel, oh, you're a woman, so those are your responsibilities in a relationship. Oh, you have to have kids at a certain age. Well, when I was young, I remember watching Asian shows where like, oh, I'm 25 and I'm so anxious because I don't have a boyfriend yet. I'm supposed to get friend and have kids already. Or I'm 30 years old and I'm so old. I have to say that watching those TV dramas growing up gives me a lot of anxiety with my own age and life. Because it automatically hits you when you were a kid, when you had like no protection, no filter. Okay. Give me space and being gentle and emotionally mature. Nolan, you have something to say about it, right?
Yeah, emotionally available. Like I said, like sometimes they have like ties with past relationship that they haven't found conclusion for. So that's something they need to like resolve before they can move on to the next relationship. Um, I think that's also part of being mature is that knowing that you cannot like intertwine two different relationship together, right? You have to be able to close one in order to start a new one.
That is a big part of it. That is a big part of it. What I want to add to that is I think gentle and emotionally mature is not overvaluing your emotion, but also not looking down to it. Cause I've seen a lot of people who thinks, who thinks emotions are not good things. Feelings are not good things. If they tend to have emotions or feelings, they will close up. They don't want to talk about it. They want to ignore it, not bring it up. They want to press it, which is not healthy. And also, as a person, I want to look straight into my feelings and emotions and wonder why. And I hope someone, if he's with me, he would be with me at that stage. I know that's not hard, but I'll do the same for you too. So I think emotionally mature also means you're treating emotions right. You're not ignoring it. Not over reacting to it, but also not ignoring it. And also, he has to love
Yeah.
animals. He has to love animals. He has to love animals. There's
Wait,
no way I'll ever date someone who does not like animals.
yes, let me talk more about emotional maturity. I think another thing about emotional maturity is to
Yeah.
acknowledge that all the emotions you have is valid is to accept all the emotions you have, but you need to understand why you have these emotions. If you feel like it's bad, then what is the root
Mhm.
cause of it? Um, that you have to like analyze where this emotion come from. Have to understand that, and you so I think the result is either you accept your emotions or you're trying to find a way to fix it. So like you said, it's about not to reject any emotions, but to like embrace them, to find a resolution or acceptance of those emotions, and also like
Yeah.
regulate them. Yeah.
Yeah, you were talking about mainly about, accepting it because I think people mostly wanting to fix it, thinking it's a problem. But even, first of all, you don't need to always fix it because it may not be a problem. It may just be normal as a human, something you have. Second is, even if you think it's a problem and you want to get rid of it or fix it, let's say, you have to understand it first. You have to accept it first. Like you said, embrace it because that's part of us. Emotion, maybe people don't feel like they think being a human being is like, oh, I cut all the parts I don't want. I only leave the good parts I want to save. But no, it's actually about understanding all of you and accepting all of you. Understanding that your dark side could be your bright side. Something good could be bad at the same time too. Your biggest advantage could be your biggest disadvantage. I want to hear you say about love animals. Would you date someone who
Oh,
doesn't
okay.
love animals?
I think it's very hard. I've never met anyone that don't love animals, but
Oh,
I think that's a plus for me.
okay.
Yeah, it's not a must-have because if you maybe
Uh-huh.
it's a must-have because one of my must-have is or one of my deal breaker is that you have no empathy.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Yeah,
loving animal comes down to compassion and also empathy. That you understand their situation, that they need love and care.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally understand. I think loving animals is like it. Think about someone who could get triggered like by loads of love when they see something cute, right? That's like totally wow, this person, we can talk about something like sounds happy to be with. But think about some person who's like hate animals, who doesn't love animals. They can't be triggered by anything cute. Then I don't know how to communicate with this guy. I don't know how to act cute in front of him.
I think
Okay,
because loving animal is like a big part of your personality, so you
mm,
want to find that in common in your partner.
yeah. Okay, the last one I want to say about must have is clean and tidy. I've never seen anyone um since I turned into an adult who's not clean and tidy as a male, but I would say that I've seen that when I before I became an adult. They think um some people could think that's very manly. That's not. I hate men who are not clean and tidy. No, I'm not saying like your house and stuff, which I understand because in my own living space, sometimes it could be hard to keep it tidy and clean, especially if you have kids, animals, and you're having a very busy life. But your appearance, when you go out, smell, smell is a very big deal. Do you think so, Nolan? Smell is a very big deal. And I would say sometimes I'll smell that from a girl, and that's completely a big turn off. I know in some culture they believe in um not putting anything on your body to control the smell. And I know in some cultures they believe in not shave, but just like do not make other people around you uncomfortable. I think that's the bottom line. I think that's the bottom line. And if someone is always, I don't know, I mean, I'm expecting a guy who's like very sharp looking. If I'm going on a date, you can't just be wearing pajama looking shirts with wrinkles and oil spots
Yeah,
on
just
it.
put some effort to put yourself together.
Yeah, and please do not wear flip-flops. Please do not wear flip-flops. When if you're coming to date me, no. Okay.
Yeah, for me, I feel like I'd have no control of how they want their appearance to be,
Yeah.
but I feel like when it comes down to the tidiness of your living space,
Mm,
is about whether you have like structure in your life or you're responsible for like to the space that you're living at.
mm,
Also, if you are considerate enough to
mm.
make that space clean for your partner.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, yeah, do not like being at a bare minimum. I think that's very bare minimum. Being at a bare minimum to make people around you comfortable. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Bonus points. What are the bonus points? Like, what are the things that would make you fall for this person even more?
I think is if they have
Mm.
like a kind heart, if they're kind enough. Um,
Kind of has to be must-haves, right?
that is true.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, but I'm glad we're still talking about it. So let's keep on going.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's my bonus point. I think a lot of them are just must have now.
Okay. Okay. How, well, then I'll talk about it. I think you're gonna agree on this. Um, I, the bonus points we talked about must-haves would be someone has to love animal. The bonus points would be they have experience with animals. Because love animal and having experience with animals are completely different. Just like you love kids and having kids are completely different. Taking care of animals is a big test for your patience, for your tolerance level. And especially as someone who's having animals and had a lot of experience with animals, I completely understand like what you say you can do are completely different what you actually could. So the same thing goes anywhere. Like if someone's like, oh, I'm kind, oh, I know this, I know, oh, I'm okay with doing that, I would appreciate like you've actually had this experience. Let's say he's like, oh, I love China. Have you ever been to China? What do you like about China? Don't tell me it's Panda Express. So, like, love saying something is very different from doing something. So I would appreciate if someone's just telling me that they do something. I would appreciate more that they actually have the experience with it. And then I talked about my Chinese background. I would say the bonus points is definitely appreciating my Chinese culture instead of merely accepting it. You can tell the difference. You can tell the difference between accepting and appreciating, right? Accepting means, okay, this is who you are, fine. Maybe I'm being a little bit dramatic. But appreciating is like, oh my god, really? That's exciting. Accepting means like mutual with it, natural with it, but appreciates means he's excited about it. He's like grateful about it. That's completely different. And I'm not making it a big deal, but in United States, a lot of people have very complicated mixed backgrounds. And I've met people who are like in Los Angeles, I've only met people who are like ABC, American born Asian, American born European. But then here, they're actually like so many different mix that you couldn't even tell from the first sight that where they are from, what kind of culture backgrounds they're from. So appreciating another person's background and culture is very important. Things are gonna come like you're gonna meet my parents. You're gonna talk to them. And I would appreciate you appreciating them as well. I would appreciate you go back to China with me, meeting my friends, having no difficulty, no judgment. I'm not gonna force you to eat pork intestines for sure, but being okay with knowing that I like eating that, I used to be able to eat that. um, and
Yeah, I
also,
think,
mm,
uh-huh. Oh, I think I'm saying just to expand on what you're saying is also it's a plus if they are willing, or if each of us is willing to like explore the other
mm,
person's culture.
yeah,
If we are like multicultural, I think it's the willingness to, and the willingness to explore that, and also, um, I don't know, trying to be curious about the culture that you each can experience each other's culture, and that can actually be very like beneficial to your connection in your relationship.
yeah. Um, that's that's right. And speaking of that, I want a adventure partner. Adventure partner means he doesn't need to love everything I love, but he's willing to experience it with me. Like maybe going back to my hometown, like going to watch an anime movie. Instead of, oh, no, I hate that. I'm not doing that with you. That would be very big a turn off.
Yeah,
Of course, I'll do the same for him as well. Um, okay. Any other bonus points you can think of?
I think that's it.
Okay. Um, I'll say this, like being emotionally available. Having the availability to be emotionally available. Like you can actually be with me in the emotion for a while. I know a lot of people's first reaction is more like, "Oh, you feel sad. What's going on?" There must be something we can do to fix it. Let me take you out for this and that. Or let me show you something that you can do for yourself. I think that's nice. But sometimes we just feel emotions, we just feel down. And I don't want to feel like this moment is not okay. And you want me to be better because you think I don't look good or no normal right now. I hope this person could understand that and he could be with me for a while even though I'm feeling bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think you just want their presence when you are going through your emotions. You want them to be in there with you.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I would say that's a bonus points because most of the people are not shaped, like they are not brought up to understand that. And it might take a
Mm,
while.
okay. And the norm is like for people to deal with their emotions by themselves. But it'll be
Mm,
great, like you said, a bonus point if you guys can go through this together.
yeah. Yeah. Um okay, what are the deal breakers that you definitely not going to be able to accept?
No empathy, that's very important for me. I want them to be able to empathize with the majority or the people with less fortune or people who are like struggling or in hardship, and also like for animals. Um, yeah, you're so that I think that expand to supporting different kind of people,
Mm,
supporting their life, no matter what what's their background and upbringing. Yeah.
yeah. I I would say that they could have opinions towards different things, but if they're like this is my opinion and it's 100% right and you have to support me, otherwise you're wrong. And they're very argumentative and they feel like because I think of you this way, so you're just that way. That's not okay. I think people could have opinions, but they need to understand your opinion is only your opinion. Whatever you think of other things or other people do not decide their value. And I also can't accept people talking down to me. Talking down to me or always think they're right. It happens a lot with Asian guys or with like especially older Asian guys. I would say recently I've been talking to someone. It's very interesting. They wanna, first of all, they'll ask you all questions, all kinds of questions. Like they're police officers investigating a case. They want to know all kinds of little details of you, and then they measure it in their little tiny mind, and then they put a value based on all the answers you give, and they shape labels on you, and then they started to tell you like, oh, this is how I think I should live, how I think you should live your life. I hate that attitude. Sometimes female does do that too. Like everyone could do that, but especially I can't accept that in my life. Like, who do you think you are to tell me how to live my life? There's
Yeah, I
no
think
way, there's no way another person could ever understand me by whatever. Like, I'm the person that understands me the most. So, and I'm not asking you for your advice. Who are you to tell me like how to live my life?
yeah, it comes
How do
down
you think?
to if you guys have mutual respect to each other's opinion and
Mm,
choices, right?
yeah. And also disrespects my boundaries or my culture. If I
Yeah.
tell him, hey, I don't appreciate you doing that, um, I would appreciate you not doing that. And he keeps challenging and he's like, oh, what's wrong with this? I don't understand. I'm like, we can talk about this, but first of all, just accept that I don't like it.
Hmm.
And if they disrespect my culture or where I'm from, I mean, you don't need to have a good impression towards China, or like your opinion doesn't need to be complimenting, but understand that I'm from there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think, shall we wrap it up today with the quote of the week?
Yeah. What's your quote of the week?
I found this quote online. I think it's very worth to spend some time with yourself and think about this quote. So the quote is, remember when you wanted what you currently have.
Remember
When you
what you
wanted,
what you wanted.
remember, no, remember when you wanted what you currently have. So
Sorry, I'm not.
there's a time in the past that you probably want something, right? In the past,
Yeah.
but what do you want at the moment? You currently already have that.
So remember.
When you wanted what you currently have.
Okay. Remember. Oh, okay, I understand it now. Remember the time you wanted, maybe you're already having it. Ah, man, that's so hard. That's so hard. We want it is the reason why we want it is because we think we don't have it.
I think it's more about being content about what you currently have. Because maybe back in time, let's say when you were little, you just want like a stable life.
Mm,
And now you already have a stable life. Then what is more that you want? I think just appreciate what you already have and spend more time at the present.
yeah, I totally agree with that. It's a very good quote, being at the present.
Yeah.
What I want to say about it is is that we pretty much, when we were preparing for this session, we pretty much went through all kinds of requirements, standards, pretty much what we want, what we desire in our mind about having a partner, about, but this is also a big progress of of recognizing ourselves. Whatever attracts us is probably either within us or what we're looking forward to. So knowing how to date and understanding what you want in a date is pretty much understanding yourself and knowing yourself. What I can accept or not accept. If everyone wants to watch this back in the future, it would be a very reflective session. Very reflective session. It tells you something about yourself. And I think that's very important on all the aspects when we're living our lives.
Okay. Do you
Okay.
have a quote of the week?
I mean, I don't have a quote, but that's pretty much what I'm
Oh, okay.
what I'm sharing with. I want to say I'm looking for a partner.
Yeah.
I'm not looking for a parent. So, which means I shouldn't be my own parent. I shouldn't be looking down to me. I shouldn't be criticizing me. I should have an open mind. I should appreciate myself. I should be my partner. And
Yeah, you
then
should love
expect that
yourself.
from my partner.
Yeah, you should
I
love
should be my
yourself.
partner. Yeah, I should love myself and expect that love from my partner. Okay, that's
Okay.
my quote of the week.
Okay, sounds
We
good.
got it. Mhm. Okay, thank you, Nolan. And this is July 3rd, 2026. First episode and first live streaming on YouTube of our channel, Fun 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 Talk. We'll see you next session 2 weeks later. We'll be talking about Asians living in the US.
Okay.
Bye, everyone. Have a great
Bye.
weekend.
Bye.